Hey everybody. So this drug addiction thing is, um, it's kind of a big deal, especially for my life. And I haven't looked too much into it, but I've heard there's a lot of increase in drug addiction, which would make sense with everything that's going on. I mean, it's always kind of been a problem here in America, but things are the way they are now. So just hypothetically, because I feel like there's a lot of questions and flags that may come up from the last video I made. There are times that I've experienced myself and probably others too when, you're trying to wean yourself off or stick to a little bit, girls, it's okay. You stick to a disciplined amount and, you know, um, your lower self just isn't happy with that. It's happened to me multiple times. I've done some crazy shit to get my fiend, to satisfy the fiend in me. So it's a very real thing that needs to be addressed and talked about. And my whole thing is, let me turn this down. This program, this rehabilitation, this the whole movement in itself is going to carry its own energetic vibration. So I'm hoping, and I think and feel that will help to curb some of those really powerful addictions, and not just addictions, but just desires to take more. Like after getting a little bit, you just didn't get where you wanted to get, so you want more. And people can get really crazy when they want more. Hypothetically, if that were to happen, my suggestion to that situation would be I would allow the person to have what they want, but I would also tell them that if they want to continue to stay here and help us out and be a part of this movement, that they can't continue consuming at this level because it is destructive, it's abusive, and it is perpetuating evil. Not to say that we would lock you up or turn you into a criminal or any type of judgment or negativity like in that type of a way, but just to make it clear that okay, you're having a bad day. Because a lot of times I've noticed too, like if I indulge a lot in one day, the next day I feel a lot better. So with that being said, I think it's maybe possible to think about perhaps having some leniency in certain areas as long as it's not too often. But if it's clear that it's a pattern that's not getting better or going away, a bad pattern that is, then I think it would be good to talk with that individual and let him know that it's not good for you to stay here. For one, these are people here that are trying to get away from that type of hardcore destruction, and it doesn't look like you're really trying to get away from it, man. We're trying to help you here. We've got all the tools that we have available to help you here, but we're all doing it, and it's not anything against you. It just doesn't, maybe your heart just isn't in really wanting to move away from this much destruction. So and it's difficult because that person does carry a very powerful, there's a spiritual energy that goes into that person that can radiate to others, and all these others are in kind of fragile states themselves. It could be bad for a lot of people. So with that being said, I think it could be good for the overall good, because that's the main thing that I want to get us back into thinking about, is things that are good for everybody. Because one of the problems with America and capitalism is it's promoting good for the individual. It's not really for the whole. So when thinking of the whole, the collective, we have to take that into consideration. And if you allow one person to continue to use at that high level without any type of good change or progress, then that in itself is kind of enabling it is enabling, in my opinion, bad behavior. So it's something that needs to be addressed. And it's also, if you're really here for the movement, then you're really here to try and work on your demons and work on the good work. And if you're not about that and you're always wanting to get high, like really high, then there's something else going on inside of you, that says that, to me, you probably really, really, really don't want to be here, which is okay. And it's nothing against you. And it's just, we all go through different states. And I've been in very bad states myself. So I'm not trying to say it like I'm anything better, because I've done some pretty foul shit, and so I can relate to it. But and where I'm at now is to where I wanted to consume less and work on good things. And the little bit of experience I've had in the past, like with my father helping ration out, doses and stuff like that, while continuing to work on myself and do good things, it has been very progressive and very good. So I think that it is possible that this type of a rehabilitation program can work. Now, it does need people kind of like my dad, maybe older, doesn't have to be older, but I feel like some of these older cats have been around with things and they have a little bit better self-control, to be honest. So, it would be useful to have like an older, wise cat to help us, kind of, sparsing out and ration out and keep track of everything, and also be able to put their foot down when they need to, and that's also why it's important for us all to be in agreement on this, because, these type of individuals, when they do get that urge to take more and more and more, they can get really crazy about it. And I think it could take like a group effort, just to kind of like, let this guy know that, hey man, like you're really coming off onto us with some really negative shit, and you're trying to perpetuate stuff that we're not about. And you knew what we were about before you came here. In fact, you agreed, with the way things are when you came here. And we're not about getting super fucked up. So, as a group, we would have to tell this person that we don't think it's good for him to stay around here acting as he's behaving, and that it's he probably has more stuff inside of himself that he needs to get out. He needs to play with those demons a little bit more. Sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom, or whatever they say, until you change. It's a hard truth, it's a sad truth, but it's a real truth, and people do and can go crazy with this type of stuff, and it's something that needs to be appreciated. And I'm not trying to just pretend like everything's going to be la-di-da-di and good and groovy. No, there's going to be a lot of struggles, but we just got to be real with each other and also stand up for what's right, and also not resort to violence when things get heated. Just figure out a way to communicate with each other, and just figure out the best choice for everybody. That's why I said, like, if that dude's really having a bad day and he just needs to continue to use, maybe just let him do his thing, ease his demon down a little bit, his mood down a little bit, but also let him know that, hey man, it's not good for you to stay here anymore. For the rest of the people, like, I got to think about everybody else here, because your actions do have an effect on the area you're around. And if you're continuing to use like this and you're not showing any real desire to change, then it's just not good for us. And we're allowing a demon into our space when we're trying to be people that are countering the demons. So, and then of course, being that movement as it is, it's going to attract a lot of demons because it is of a righteous intent. So just anytime you do things like that, you're going to get a lot of resistance from the other side. That's my experience anyway. So anyways, just some food for thought I want to share with y'all. Hope you guys are doing all right. Love you. Bye.